Reactor, online. Sensors, online. Weapons, online. All systems, nominal.
Hello everybody, Average Gamer here, and welcome to another episode of Mechwarrior Online. So, we'll admit, still a little sick, but I thought I'd do this quick little video on the new mini-map. So, not many people like it. I can understand the theory behind what they were doing. I gotta admit, I don't like the fact that, you know, it's more restrictive. I can't see as well. I understand why they took away certain features, but the fact that it's so zoomed out, not a fan. With that in mind, it just was announced today that they're actually rolling it back. So it's not going to be back to the way it was before, but it is going to be zoomed in to almost the same size as it was before, just zoomed out a little further. I like that. Couple things they're actually integrating as well is the next stage of information warfare next month, which is going to be implemented into the map. So right now, in the next day or so, I think it's the next day or two, the new mini-map will be zoomed in, and when you see a bad guy, basically he's just going to be he's just going to be the icon, right? One of the 4 icons for light, medium, assault, or heavy. Next patch, so next month, there's going to be the institution of the first wave of information warfare, which is, or the next wave, I should say, of information warfare, which is UAVs, and can't remember what else it was. I think it was UAVs, and give me one second. Let me bring this back up here. UAVs and tag systems. There we go. Will advise you as to where, like basically the direction a mech is facing, right? Because a tag will be able to hit a target. You'll know what part of the actual, using the laser, it'll know what it's hitting, basically. And lights up the target, right? So everyone knows, hey, that's a catapult. It's facing northeast. UAVs, because obviously UAVs have cameras on them, you'll be able to see everyone in that UAV's range, what direction they're facing. It won't just be a red dot on the map. In conjunction with that as well, the next stage of information warfare they're going to be instituting is things like the Atlas. So the Atlas DDC with a command console module will have the ability, just out of the box, to see where targets are pointing. Now, here's the thing. Last about 2-3, no, actually no longer than that, but 5 to 6 months ago, they instituted the daisy chain, which no one has even noticed, which is something I like. Is no one's noticed that the daisy chain doesn't work, because everyone's usually all lumped together. But the daisy chain basically is mech A detects target A. It then communicates to the person beside it within a certain range what it is. That mech then has a certain sensor range, and everyone communicates it down the road. It doesn't work 100% because everyone's usually, doubled up and tripled up and stuff, so it really doesn't work all that great in the game, but great theory, and it works well if properly utilized. The fact that 9 times out of 10 mechs are wearing a big ball of pain and death, it's a good feature when you're playing in large scale matches. Large maps where a lance will go off and there's someone over there, but you have to wait until someone else is within range to talk to you with their sensor systems, so you know what's there. Once they institute that properly, I'm really looking forward to that, because that way a lone light is completely useless if it's in the middle of nowhere and it's out of sensor range, because then it can't communicate to anybody what's going on, right? So that'll kind of, make everyone kind of stick together a little bit better. But with that in mind, they're instituting the next stage of that sensor warfare, which is a DDC with the command console. Will be able to tell you and everyone within its sensor range where an enemy is facing. So, for example, in our unit here, the 421st, Mr. Ridge there always drives his DDC. I think he's got 3 of them. What he can do is, in his DDC, he can actually get that sensor information and say, okay, everybody, target Alpha is facing to the right. So then we can have someone stick around to the left, get him to shoot. You'll see the target move, and then we all push. That guy doesn't know what direction we're seeing, and things like that. So it's kind of a, you know, rock, paper, scissors-esque. That I'm going to cough. I'm so going to apologize in advance right now. I apologize, but I'm still a little sick right now. A little congested. Got to get some stuff tomorrow from the drugstore to help clear up my sinuses and all this stuff in my chest. I'm going to cough again. Hold on one second. Okay. So now that I've coughed my lungs out, and I'm going to sneeze. There we go. Okay, so the next stage will be to institute the DDC in certain mechs that'll be able to give certain features, such as the Cyclops that comes out now in the next month or two. It's going to have the ability to have that sensor system, which increase people's sensor ranges and things like that. So information warfare is definitely starting to sound a lot better. But I will admit they made a big misstep with this map. I like the fact that you can't see where guys are facing now, because that actually now makes you think. It makes you decide, okay, what am I going to do? It makes you, plan, talk, communicate. It actually makes you use your brain. Games like War Thunder, World of Tanks, Armored Warfare, a whole bunch of other games, you can't see where the enemy is facing or looking at. In my eyes, that makes the game so much harder. Or I wouldn't say harder, but just more. Makes you think more. And it adds a slight bit of difficulty to the game, but then not too hard, right? So once again, they're rolling the map back, so it's going to be zoomed back in again. In conjunction with that, obviously, they're saying why they did it and why they thought it was going to be a good idea. Basically, they thought because of all the new command information they were going to have, they figured because the maps were getting bigger, there'd be more information for you to see, so you'd have to be zooming in and out and stuff. No, not really. But, yeah. So, they're rolling the map back. We're not rolling the map, but zooming the map in a little further. I believe it's going from a map size to a 2,000 meter chunk. So, basically, it's zoomed out just a tiny fraction as it was a couple days ago, which in my eyes, I always wanted mine zoomed out just a tiny bit, just so I could see, the areas a little bit better. But yeah, so there you go. That is the information on the new map. I will see you guys on the battlefield soon. Bye bye.